Because what I'm going to do next is go in here to Texture, Import. On my desktop here, we've got some images I got from 3DSK. So what I can do with Spotlight is I can select one of these images here and I can add it to Spotlight. Then you're going to see, since we already had an image in Spotlight, it's over here. So if I want to arrange these things, that's what these icons are. So you can tile proportional, tile selected, tile unified. And then way down here is delete. We're going to bring in some more images. We'll talk about these in a second. So we can go delete with that image selected. And now we just have our one image here. So I'm going to go ahead, and again, we can turn down opacity if we want to. Then we hit Z. We can go ahead and move our head behind. We can go into solo mode here. And I can position this head. And we can go into perspective mode if it helps. And if you need to, you can also go in here to draw. Change your angle of view down if you want to match the photograph. Now again, our head is pretty weird. So what we're going to end up having to do is, turn on RGB for our object here. I'm going to switch over to Skin Shader 4. And actually, you know what? I want the eyeballs visible as well. And what we're going to do with the eyeballs here is we're going to select those and we're going to hit Control D a couple times just to get some resolution on there. So with the eyeballs selected, I can actually paint the eyeballs. Now I can paint through symmetry as well. So when I paint one side, it'll go ahead and paint through the other side. And if you have good images of just the eyeball, it's probably better than trying to eyeball it. Haha. From the 3/4 view, so I might skip that for now. But I can position the nose, where the nose is going to go. And again, if we were trying to do a likeness, all you would need to do is have this as reference. And we'll get more into reference sculpting in just a little bit, but you can go through here and then you can move your object around behind. But because we're sculpting this for a reason, and we like it that way for a reason, we're just going to move our object around behind the image. Another option you can do is if you hit Z to bring the gizmo back, you can take this image and you can change the intensity. This is good if you bring in an image that has pure blacks and it goes to transparent, for example. As you see, as I take this intensity and start bringing it down, see how it starts getting transparent? So if I'm trying to paint through and it goes to nothing, that's what it's going to look like. So if you have an image like that or a concept you did that has pure black in the image, take this intensity and bring it up, and that'll fix that. If you ever do anything in the interface that you want to undo, you can click this restore button and you can restore it back to its original settings. But what I meant to bring up was you can change the hue, the saturation, contrast. You can smudge. So if we activate this one, and then let's go ahead and change it to opacity so we can do this. We can smudge the image. So we can go through and smudge. You can clone stamp. You can nudge an image. So with nudge selected, you can go through here and you can kind of caricature the face. So if you want to move the stuff around, you can make your brush size bigger and that'll move bigger portions of it. So you can move this image around in order to kind of fit your model. And again, if you ever do anything that you don't like and you want to restore it, just click this restore and then just drag it back, or just undo if restore doesn't work, which it didn't in that case. You can turn on grids here. You can flip horizontally and vertically. And then again, here is the delete key. If you have multiple images here, you can arrange them front to back and you can actually paint through multiple images. We'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, let's go ahead and drop this opacity down. Hit Z so we can go into paint mode. And again, it paints in symmetry, so if I paint one side of the mouth, the other side's automatically going to fill in. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time doing this, just enough to kind of fill them in. It might be smarter if we were to color fill first and then start painting. That way you won't have to clean up like any super white areas. If you want to go back in after the fact, you can do this. You can just, all the places you haven't been yet, just go ahead and fill it with a really quick base color here. Now if you want to bring in more images, just hit Z, texture, and so we want to do his face straight on and down, just click add, and now we got both of these images in here. So now you got this new one here. Hit Z to go back into painting mode. Now you can pick up where any of these things left off. And you can also turn down your RGB intensity, and you can also turn off X symmetry if you don't want to paint across symmetry. So feel free to do either of those. Anyway, I think you guys get the point. You can basically just go around the entire object